Okay, shalom, shalom. It's the brother Kadash. I want to start out by giving our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders. Peace, blessings, honors to all the brothers in this truth. This is a real picture right here that I took myself. I'm going to name this one Inflation is Kicking Ass, and this is a real picture, and this is of diesel. There's a big thing going on with diesel right now, and what the states are trying to do is suspend state taxes on diesel to try to help out, with the prices of diesel. So you see on your screen is 102 gallons, right? And the price of that was 564. But I'm gonna do some rough math, so let's round it to like 570. Because you can always squeeze, if you top it off, you could squeeze a couple more dollars. So 570, and this is what is paid in diesel daily for this particular truck. Diesel daily. You have to pay, fill this up daily, right? Now, I want to show you how inflation is kicking ass and give you a real life example. Because we filter these things through the scriptures, but you can see it in real life too. So that's what I'm gonna give you this example for, right? Now, in the trucking industry, right? The trucking industry is horrible right now, and people are getting out of the trucking industry left and right. There's different reasons and different ways. Sometimes people are crashing their trucks and getting insurance. I've seen that a lot, man, because it's unbelievable out there. Or sometimes people are selling their trucks because it's a seller's market, so they can make more money if they actually own a truck. Or people are ending their leases if they're leasing trucks and they're getting out of the industry, man. Now this shit is crazy, right? Because I'm finna break down some math to you. I'm finna give you some like real inside secrets of the whole trucking industry and how it works. So you gotta follow me on here. Okay, so now gas prices are up. That's what's kicking the truckers' ass. But at the same time, the load rates are down. So it's like the perfect blend and the perfect storm. And you have drivers leaving. So what this is causing is a lot of companies are going to have to shut their doors, which means less freight is going to be moved. So let's break this down. Right now, you see what's on your screen. Let's just say it's 570 for, because I got to do rough math, right? So let's just say in today's market, the rates per mile is under $2 a mile. It's fucking horrible. Where just 8 months ago, about 8 months ago, it was double that. So let's just say you go out to Cali, you a single driver, you go out to California, right? Just off the top of my head, back in the day, you would get rates just 8 months ago, right? Now, check how inflation is kicking ass, right? Just 8 months ago, you would get a rate. I'm gonna give you some insider game, right? You would get a rate on a load, one load going out there. You pick up you from the Midwest, you deliver out there about 2,000 miles. You probably make 8,000. No, I'm tripping. Shit, 8,500, right? You probably make 8,500 a good load out there. 8,000. No, 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 no. I'm sorry. It's kind of early, so rough. Now I done had a load leaving from like the Oregon area that paid that much. So that's what I'm thinking about. But 6,500, okay? So 6,500, scratch that. 6,500, a really good load heading out there, right? Now, now, today's market, that same load is so horrible. Now follow me. It don't matter if you go out to the west of California. It don't matter if you go to Texas. It don't matter if you run out east to the Carolinas, right? The loads going everywhere are horrible, everywhere, right? So now you may get a load for 4,300, right? So 4,300 out there. So we're gonna add it up, right? Now it may take you three and a half days, maybe four, 3.5, 4 days, depending on what type of driver you is to get out there. If you do 600 miles a day, it's going to take you, that's 1,800 miles in 3 days. You could do a little bit more than 600 if you got a truck that goes 70. You could probably average around 630, 650 a day, depending on what all you got to go through, right? So let's just say it takes you 3 days to get out there, right? And let's just say you work 5 days out of the 7 days in a week. You're not gonna overwork yourself. You know what I mean? You're gonna take your break, your reset and everything like that. Let's say you work 5 days, right? Now you made 4,300 going out there, right? Now Let's just say you took another load from there going to Texas. Let's just say 1,200 miles. Maybe it might be a little bit more from depending on where you at in Cali, but let's just say 1,200 miles, right? That got you back to Texas, right? Let's just say that load took you 2 days. So that's your 5 days, right? And then let's just say the rate for something 1,200 miles right now is horrible, $2,500, right? Horrible, and that's if you lucky. 2,500. That's if you lucky, right? So put that 4,300 together, right? And this is biblical because I'm gonna link it to the Bible for you, right? This is put that 4,300, right, and add the 2,500, right? So you get 63. You get 6,800, right? So you made 6,800, which is about the average for a solo driver. If you're doing like lease purchase and you don't have the connections and stuff like that, you making, let's just say you averaging around 7. But let's just go with our 68 number, right? But you average around 7. If you lucky, if you have a really good week and get some good rates, you get like 8,000 in 1 week for a solo driver. So you get 7. But let's just go with our math that we're doing, 6,800, right? Because the markets is horrible. 6,800 if you lucky, because sometimes you may not even have a load and you might have to sit a day and wait the next day to try to find a load, depending on if you trying to go to a particular place or whatever, right? Or you don't want to take particular loads. So that's another horrible thing that's going on there. So 6,800, right? That's the end of the week, right? Now, you got a company, let's just say you're doing lease purchase, right? And they take 20%, you get 80%, they take 20% of every load. So if that 6,800 was 10% is it's what's that, 680 um times 2, you got 1,200, you got 1,360, right? So out of that 6,800, let's just say they take 1,300, just so it make it easier for my math, right? They take 1,300, right, which gets you down to what, 65. That gets you down to 5,500, right? That gets you down to 5,500, which is really a little bit more, a little bit less, but let's just say 5,500. They take their 20%, right? Now, let's just say you at a company, and let's just say the lease rate, and this is for your insurance, your bobtail insurance, your freight insurance, and this not even including your maintenance account and stuff like that. If you got a down payment or nothing like that, this is just your insurance and your truck payment and stuff, pretty much. Let's just say it's 1,800, right, a week. This is the inside of the game. This is how the game works. I'm giving it to you, right? And this is why shit's so fucked up. And this is why it's going to be hard on the cities, because a lot of drivers are getting out of it, and it's going to cause famines in the cities. And a lot of companies have to shut their doors down. And the economy needs these truck drivers. It's the most important thing in the economy right now. Is truck drivers, man, and diesel fuel, right? So and people don't know that, right? So now they take 1,800. So from 5,500, if you take 1,500 away from that, that gets you down to 4 grand. Take another 300 away from that, that gets you down to 3,700, right? You down to 3,700. So that's your truck payment, right? That's your lease, right? And that's your their 20%, right? That gets you down to 30. What we say, 3,700, right? Let me make sure that's right. Da-da-da-da. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, 3,700, right? Now, look on your screen, right? Now, we said this is daily. So if you take this times 5, let's round it up to 570, right? So we know 5 times 500 times 5 is 2,500, right? So 70, 140, you got 280, you got 350, right? 350 plus that 2,500, which is 2,850. Let's round it up, 2,900, right? So you made 3,700 and you take away 2,900. What does that leave you with? That leaves you with an $800 check for the week. You ran all week in trucking. Now I know some people may say like, oh well, some people might say, oh well, that's not bad. That's not bad. You made $800 in 1 week. You walked the home with $800 in 1 week. That's fucking horrible in the trucking industry, right? Because there's a lot more to it. Now, that same week, 8 months ago, you would have made 2,500. in the 1 week. That's what you would have took home was 2,500. So when you go from making 2,500 to 800 in 1 week, within the difference of 6 to 8 months, that's called inflation. What's causing that? Inflation. And it's horrible. That's called a sinking economy. You see what I'm saying? Now you walk home with a little $800 check. Most drivers are gonna say, look, that's not worth it. Cause you gotta remember, you ain't even took taxes out yet. You gotta pay your own taxes. See, you ain't even took taxes out. Taxes is 25%. You got 15. You got about, let's just say average 25% with state and federal altogether. Give or take. But let's just say average out 25%, right? So then you got to take another 25% from that 800, which is another $200 you got to take away to pay your taxes. So now you're sitting at $600. And then you ain't even thinking about, remember, we didn't even add in the maintenance account. Now let's just say in that 1 week you only able to eat off $600, $600 to $800. Let's just say $600 to $1,000, depending on if you gotta squeeze out an extra couple pennies here and there, right? Now let's just say a tire goes out. You got 16 tires, right? They'll follow me here. This is real shit. You got 16 tires, right? Let's say one tire go out. Anywhere between $300 to $800, I'll say, on a decent tire, depending on which tire it is. If it's the drives, it's the trailer tires. Depending on if you want a used or new tire. Anywhere, one tire could be anywhere between $300 to $800, and you just got paid after you put aside your taxes somewhere between $600 to $1,000 for the week. In one tire. Now, what if you get two tires that go out? Three tires? What if you got to get an oil change? What if you got to get lights replaced? It's many things that could happen. Anything that could happen. Your glad hands, something you need, something replaced on that. Something on a trailer needs to be replaced. Something on a truck needs to be replaced. You hit a deer or anything like that, man. So you got to worry about all those maintenance things, which maintenance is a big thing. That's one of the biggest expenses in trucking is fuel and maintenance, right? Anything can happen, but you're reduced to making $800 a week, where in 8 months ago you were making $2,500 a week. That's fucking up the economy. That's called inflation right there. Let's jump now. Now let's show you how it wraps into the scriptures, right? The Bible. This is Ecclesiastes, right? Chapter 12 and verse 1. Remember now thy creator in the day of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the year draweth nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. What does this sound like? This whole scenario that I just broke, real life scenario that I just broke down to you. It sounds like a lot of drivers ain't gonna have pleasure in them. And guess what? If drivers ain't delivering everything in your city, unless you have like a big manufacturer in your city, even still, you're not going to, when you buy let's just say when you buy what's a good, when you buy a Mercedes Benz, you're not going to the actual Mercedes Benz manufacturer to buy. You're going to a dealership, which means what? Those cars have to be transported from there to the dealerships by the way of what? Trucks. That's just a quick example. Everything that you have in your Walmart is not produced at that local Walmart. Everything that's in there, the TVs, the food, the clothing, have to be transported there by the way of truck. So everything in your city pretty much has to be transported by trucks. Your FedEx packages, your Amazon Prime packages, your UPS, this stuff is all transported by trucks, and then you have smaller trucks that take it to the homes. You see? So you're not going to have no pleasure in these days, man. It's going to be counted as evil days. Verse 2, it says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house should tremble. Who's the keepers of the house? Your governors, your rulers, your governors, your presidents, politicians, everybody, that makes up, that plays a part in that government system. They're the keepers of the house. They're the ones that, go out and make decisions and figure out what's going on and what they're going to do about it. It says of the house should tremble. They're already trembling. Now this is with fuel being at around $5.60, $5.40 for diesel, right? So imagine when diesel prices are up to $8, $9, $10. That scenario I just gave you at $5, $35.40 left you with $800. Now, when it gets up to $7, $8, $9, you're gonna be in a hole. You're gonna owe money. You're not gonna be able to operate. That's what that means. That means no trucks are operating to bring goods to your city, right? Now it says, and the strong man should bow themselves. This is gonna make strong man bow down, and the grinders cease because they are few. What is the grinders? That's the workers of the economy. They're going to cease because there's going to be few, and I just explained to you why. It's not going to make any sense to be away from your family and be out here trucking, but every week you go out to truck, right? You end up owing $1,000. It's not going to make no fucking sense. So what are people going to do? They're going to go home and they're going to complain to the government about it. But the keepers of the house are going to be trembling. They're not going to be able to do anything about it. And it says, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Why? Because the future, when you looking out the window at the future, it's going to be darkened. You're not going to have plans on, we're going to get this new car. We're not going to have plans on, we're going to buy a $300,000 house in the future. We're working our way towards that. You're not going to have plans of, we're going to take a $5,000, $10,000 vacation. Or we're going to do a $40,000 wedding. You're not going to have those ideals anymore, man. The only ideals you're going to be thinking about is scraping up whatever money you have to get food and water. The famine is going to be a very big thing in this time, man. Verse 4, it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. What's the sound of the grinding low? The work. The economy is not going to be moving no more. It's going to be low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music should be brought low. Mystery Babylon is about to be brung low, man. And this is Bible prophecy that I'm reading. This is the reason why I'm reading it to you. And I'm showing you in real life example with a real life picture that I took personally that this is what it's leading to, man. You can't see it? You can't see that this is the truth? So this is what's coming. Hopefully this has been edifying. This is just a little quick cut. With that, I'm going to say salvation to the elect. Shalom.